football.
As their first involvement will be a two-point conversion attempt. They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And he will get in to make it 8-0. Tell you what, they're not messing around. You get the quick touchdown, and then you go for 2 to go up 8-0 here on the road.
In a sense, they hit him with a big shot right away. You don't throw a jab after you throw the haymaker, right? Go ahead and go for 2. They did. They're in control.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they'll be looking to start fresh. Just a moment ago, they were backed up, coughed up the football, and then saw it go the other way for 6 points.
I just wonder, partner, sometimes they put such an emphasis on things. And, you know, in that situation, as they ran out there, they were told, take care of the football, don't cough it up. And sometimes that's the last thing you hear, and that's exactly what you do.
Over the middle, it's complete. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
And that is incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Now Hill to return it. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. As we get a look at a guy who grew up in Florida, played his college ball, of course, in Louisville. It's the electric Lamar Jackson. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15. The numbers for Zeke from last week. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
A 1st down carry by Elliott. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. The Broncos at 2-0 here to begin the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Rolling to his right. He's got a man, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. An excellent gain, 35 yards. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds, right around the 7. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal. This is a very impressive drive, especially when you consider where they started from to now be set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, and some nice running right there. That's what got him the 1st down. But it did.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Ezekiel Elliott, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 15 now. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be second down. Looking to throw. Clifford over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. So the completion good for 6 yards, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. Off the play fake. Clifford. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. The Falcons send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. Last week, a strong showing, up over 100, also 2 trips to the end zone.
It's the kind of week that if you said, listen, I'll let you have this type of a game each and every week, you'd sign up for it. You wouldn't try and get too greedy.
And all the way home for a Broncos score. Tyreek Hill hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Nathaniel Hackett told his offense to stay put. They're going for 2. They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And they are 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. Only had a couple of yards to gain there on the 2-point conversion, and they were able to do it.
And how many teams shy away from running the football in the 2-point conversion? They treat 2 yards as if it were 20. If you're a good team running the ball, go to your strength. Go ahead and push it into the end zone.
Yeah, they did. It worked. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Now a throw here to his running back. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he is going to have the Falcons first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Clifford. It's complete to Hopkins. No gain on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. Now they'll run on the draw. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 14. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Watch out for Hill on the return. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Up the middle, here's Elliott. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On second down, Elliott once more. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Play action. It's Jackson. He'll buy some time right. He is going to find Hill here. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Broncos continue to pull away here in this first half. They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. And they're able to ground it in there on the 2-point try. And you and I were talking before the game that 2-point conversions from the 15-16 season, what has changed, what hasn't changed, partner?
Yeah, I'll tell you what's changed is just your normal strategy, because now you're either kicking the football with the ball on the 15-yard line, or if you decide to go for 2, they put it on the 2-yard line. So what are you thinking as a coach? Do I risk it? Do I go for it here? Do I try and gain a strategic advantage and maybe go for 2 early? That's what people are wondering about.
A good start to the drive. That's caught out on the left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback, even a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Falcons send out their punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. Creeping up on 1,000. Could get there on this drive. So a challenge for him to do that. But also defensively, maybe a challenge for them to not allow that.
And that means probably kicking even more coverages to his side. And what that really means is wherever he lines up, you will have a cornerback over in his area. Now instead of blitzing your linebacker, drop him into coverage. Instead of the safety dropping into regular coverage, that safety moves into that area to try and discourage the quarterback from going to him. That means everyone else, win your routes. You've got an opportunity to catch passes now, too.
Yeah, a little bit of a cat and mouse game. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. That's caught inside the 20. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. An excellent gain, 35 yards. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. They go play action now. Jackson, they'll roll him out right. He'll get it once more into the hands of Hill. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill. And the Broncos will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And they're a perfect 5 for 5 now on two-point conversions as he is in to get them 2 more. And so they run it in on the two-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the two-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the two-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Looking to throw. Clifford. They still can't get him. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos. And we will skip the highlights show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Play action. Now Jackson sliding out of the pocket. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. A give to Elliott running left. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 66 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Ezekiel Elliott taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Broncos take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. They'll try and run it here. And they're a perfect 5 for 5 now on two-point conversions as he is in to get them 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes it has a way of catching up with you.
So we get set to start this 3rd quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That good for 19 and a 1st down. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain. I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. The Falcons send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. He gets us away. It's a good one. Drawing toward the sidelines. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determine that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. It's like, what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. Elliott going to get it again on second down. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They go play action with Jackson. He's got a man complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 33 yards that time. Final minute now of the third quarter. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Tyreek Hill's got another one. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Jackson. That's out to Hill, right side complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Tyreek Hill from 19 yards away. And the Broncos are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the fourth quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one. I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit. But going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
This offense so far on 3rd down, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. And the Broncos get there and take him down. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. The Falcons send out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. A little juke. A 46-yard punt, 4-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Tyreek Hill making his way back out towards the huddle. Last drive, the touchdown, 4 catches. Really good. He was. They were not good on the other side trying to stop him. What do they need to do?
Well, this is where the entire...
He's got a man complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. A quick slant to Hill. Touchdown, Broncos. Tyreek Hill, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Broncos are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2. They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more.
But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on. But apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
The Falcons offense set to go. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like 1 possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run, have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Again, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. They'll look to throw again. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
And good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get 1 key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them. Go with the screen.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. To throw on 2nd down. Clifford. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Broncos are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the screen. He's got a man complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain of 32 that time. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because
now that'll be tipped and intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. But not only is this defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one. In their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside.
2nd and 6.
Back to throw. Clifford. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Denver, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season.
And they will be at home for one next week against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
I'm the best, and you know. And I got it, on my own. Get my way up, go. If I touch it, then it's cold. I'm the best, and you know. And I got it, on my own. Get my way up, go. If I touch it, then it's cold. For the park and they know I'm impressive. He wanna talk, but he not on the schedule. I ain't taking no from my who ain't heavy. I'm the best and you heard what I said. Spend all the money, I'm dripping, it's falling. Got on it, then it's dripping like water. Teaching that, but I don't have a daughter. I know me, I can pick up when I call her. Working big and it don't hurt to break, cause I'ma always do it how I wanna do it. Every time he lead a know it, Mr. Know I got him running to it. I'ma need to pull the mail before we talk it that I'm waking up and thumbing through it.